I hope everyone has had a wonderful day so far. I have been extremely busy this week, so I appreciate you all for sticking in there with me. I would also like to thank you all because I have reached 18,000 subscribers and I have also hit 5 million views. Absolutely, and I could not do that without you, okay? Now, I want to go ahead and do an updated video on Megan Thee Stallion. The last video I made of her, she was breaking down on IG. You know, she was shot, and a lot of people thought it was funny to make jokes about it. And of course, when you're the victim, it's not so funny. Let's go ahead and jump into some of the new updates. Beyonce has mailed Megan Thee Stallion some flowers as well as a card. You know, they are on that song Savage together, and they are both from Texas, okay? Beyonce's from Houston, and Meg Thee Stallion is from Pearland. Yeah, shout out to my sister Tam that lives out there. I love Texas. Anyway, so she sent that to her, and people on the streets, honey, they are saying that Beyonce should get Jay-Z to handle this situation and deal with Tory Lanez on a street level, since Meg Thee Stallion doesn't want to snitch or tell who shot her or whatever else is going on. They said if Jay-Z was to get involved in this, he would handle it the street way by basically making it so that he couldn't perform anywhere, not even in Canada, for free. Basically, give him the Carrie Hilson treatment. Alright, so before we start to get too messy, let's get into some more positivity. Rihanna also sent Meg Thee Stallion a nice gift and a card as well. Now, I do like the way that Rihanna stepped up, because Draya Michelle, who a lot of people know from Basketball Wives, or you might have known her from formerly dating Chris Brown, which isn't that kind of crazy that she's a brand ambassador for Rihanna's company and she used to date Chris Brown. Okay, anyway, moving forward, because I still feel like Rihanna loves Chris Brown. That's just my opinion, and I'm entitled to have it, and I think he still loves her. Moving forward, she went ahead and sent her a gift. However, Draya said some really inappropriate comments pertaining to Megan Thee Stallion getting shot, and Rihanna has let Draya Michelle go as a brand ambassador for Fenty. You know, Rihanna has been through her own domestic violence relationship. It was very public, her situation. So I think she, you know, took a stand and said, I don't want my company to represent these things. So she gave Draya the boot. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what Draya said.
I predict that they had some sort of Bobby and Whitney love that, you know, drove them down this snapped-esque type of road. And I'm here for it. I like that. I want you to like me so much you shoot me in the foot too. Like, I want you to like me so much that if I'm trying to get out the car and you're like, no, sit your fucking ass in the car. And I'm like, no, nigga, I'm fucking getting out the car. No, you're not.
So you already know what it is when it comes to Black Twitter, honey. They be going harder than these trolls up in the comment section, okay? They were adding Rihanna, letting her know what was going on and how she needed to let Draya go. Rihanna got the memo, and Draya got let go. Draya went on her Instagram, basically talked about losing income. She also apologized and said that she didn't want to glorify domestic violence, and she just wanted someone to love her deeply while trying to be funny. She offended many, including Meg, and she's sorry. That's what she said. Sometimes sorry is just not good enough, okay? So she came back again and made another statement, and she was like, guys, I had no idea what really happened. I hope nothing but the best for both of them, and I really shouldn't have been joking about it. It's foul for me. I wonder if Draya learned her lesson now that her bag has been affected. She posted on IG about income and outcome. She no longer has that income. We're also going to get to Cameron and the whole transgender thing. We have so much to cover, but we're going to go ahead and speed this forward and get 50 Cent out of the way. He has a very sick sense of humor. I also think that he gets joy out of other people's pain. He's like a celebrity troll pretty much. So he had a lot of things to say about Megan Thee Stallion when she got shot. However, when she broke down on Instagram, he did come over to her Instagram and give her an apology. I don't think he should have ever had to apologize, because I don't ever think he should have said what he said. Also, we know that he's been shot before, and I'm quite sure he didn't think that was funny, and he knows how traumatizing that can be. So I don't know why he thought it would be appropriate to, tell a joke at that time. But he did apologize, so we'll go ahead and talk about that. Now let's just go ahead and get back to the night when she got shot. A lot of people put it out there that she got arrested. She did not get arrested. The police actually took her to the hospital. At first, she said that she walked on glass and cut her foot before later on basically coming clean that she had got shot in her feet. So let's go back to that night in question. As you see the way the police handled this situation, I can understand why some people might have thought that she was arrested as well. I think it was very unprofessional. She was half dressed. They're asking her to spread her legs all wide open and all of that extra stuff. At this time, there's a whole lot of speculation as to what really happened. But from what we do know, she was at a pool party at the house of Kylie Jenner. I'm not really for sure what happened there, but Kylie Jenner exited the vehicle, and allegedly that's where he shot her in her feet. Now, she's still not publicly saying anything, said that she doesn't want to handle it that way, that they will deal with this the street way. So a lot of people are getting irritated, and I don't know if it's because they just want to know what the tea is, or if they're just trying to bait her into talking so they can find out what really took place. Now, this is something that we have been made aware of. Selena Powell, which is basically a celebrity groupie. She's been linked to a whole bunch of people. I don't have all day to name everybody's name. She said that Tory Lanez and her were in a relationship, and I guess when that went south, that he had paid someone money, and an ex-girlfriend of his had beaten her up and also broke her neck. Other people have said that Megan Thee Stallion actually beat up Tory Lanez and he pulled out the gun as a way to defend himself, and that she has a history of domestic violence in her prior relationship. Now, Megan Thee Stallion has been arrested previously, and when her mugshot came out, she went to Instagram and she started explaining to everybody what happened. She said she was in a toxic relationship. She was out at an event, and that's when she found out. Well, you know what? Let me just let her tell you the story. No one can tell you a story like you can, so let me go ahead and let her tell y'all what happened.
I saw my fucking ugly ass mugshot. Oh my god, my mugshot is so terrible. It's so horrible, but you know, it is what it is, and sometimes you just really gotta back up what you be about. So, bitch, I was like maybe 19 or 20, and I was in college, and I had a real beautiful toxic relationship, and I had a real bad, it was fun, but it was bad. It was, and I had to get out of it. But it was like a situation where I was at motherfucking South by Southwest, and my motherfucking boyfriend at the time, I had just found out that this nigga had a baby right then and there at the damn concert. Bitch, at the damn concert. Like, bitch, what a way to find out your nigga cheated on you and had a baby. Like, bitch, and the baby had been born. Like, the baby was here. The baby was damn near 1. So I, like, snatched the nigga phone, and actually I ain't even had to snatch it. The nigga was just going hard on his phone, like, typing hard than a bitch. And I'm like, who the fuck you texting? So I guess he was just tired of lying, and he just gave me the phone, and I'm looking through the text messages, and the text messages was like, fuck you and that bitch Megan, da da da, I don't give a fuck, you need to come take care of this baby. I was like, so you got a baby? Like, and I was so mad, and y'all gotta know my temper is bad. I was so mad that I had to just try to collect myself and walk away. So I'm trying to walk away, and my boyfriend at the time was really not trying to see me go. So I'm walking away, and this nigga pulling on me and pushing on me and whatever. Like I said, it was toxic. It was fun at the time, but it was very toxic. But I was young, and I thought that toxic shit was cute. But it's not. Don't let niggas put their hands on you, and don't put your hands on niggas. Because I'm not going to say that I wouldn't put my hands on him. Because when that nigga got out of line, I was wrapping his ass up. But that ain't come at no little cute price. So anyway, and I was really trying to keep the peace, trying to keep it player, because we was in a public environment. So I tried to walk away. The nigga pulling on me and shit, pushing on me. The nigga take my phone, throw it on the ground, stomp on that bitch. The nigga stomps on my phone. And listen, I'm tall. I'm 5'10". My nigga at the time was 6'9". Okay, so just picture that. So my nigga take my phone, throw it on the ground, stomp that bitch out. I'm trying to call my friends. I can't call nobody. I'm trying to call Jayla. So the nigga take my phone. Somebody call the police because they seen me and the nigga getting into it. So y'all gotta know, it's taking everything out my being not to really steal off on this nigga in the middle of the street. He tried it really one too many times, because you only got so many times to push a real bitch. So the nigga had it coming. It just so happened that when I was ready to give it to him, the motherfucking police pulled up when I'm punching. So the motherfucking police jump out the car. Ma'am. Why God, I just found out this nigga had a baby.
So that is her breaking down her story and why she ended up with the mugshot. It also taps a little bit into her way of thinking to not getting the police involved. And also, she does take responsibility that she has a bad temper. But let me be completely clear. Bad temper, whatever the case may be, that's no excuse for anybody to shoot anybody. You're only supposed to come back at them with the same force that they're using towards you. Cameron came out and made a statement saying that he thinks that they were in the car doing a little bit of foreplay, and maybe Tory Lanez got to feeling a little bit too much. That made him upset, and they got into a fight. A lot of people have speculated for quite some time that Megan Thee Stallion is transgender. So I have the video clip that I will be adding right in here, and I will tell you after it's done exactly what I think. Was she born a man? Yes or no? At this point, I need you to pay close attention to the camera angle. I viewed this video over and over and over again. When I first saw the picture, I thought, okay, it is true, which if it was, shout out to her, no problem. You know, I love myself some T.S. Madison, Maddie Mob, shout out. However, if you really look at this video, what you're seeing is the angle of the camera, also the way she's positioning herself and the microphone. And what you see is a part of the fat off of her behind is what you see, okay? So, no, I do not believe she was transgender. If she was, I think that a former schoolmate or somebody would have came out and said something and exposed her by now. They said the same thing about Sierra, and now we see Sierra as a married woman with children, and, you know, she conceived those naturally, so we don't think that's true. A lot of people have also said things about Meg Thee Stallion, like sacrificing her mother and grandmother for her to have a career and stuff like that. And I'm quite sure all of those things are very hurtful to her. If she was born a man, I truly believe that somebody would have came out and told already, for the money, for the clout, for the whatever. And the fact that she doesn't have a lot of pictures, it could be just the fact that her and her family did take a lot of pictures, or she just chose not to have all that put out there. They've also said that her name, Stallion, means a male horse. And basically, she's letting everyone know that way. I think some people are digging a little bit way too deep into this. Other people are saying she's from Texas, their country, and she's just basically saying that she's built like a stallion because she's tall and, like a brick house, basically. Another thing to think about is a lot of rappers like Lil' Kim, Nicki Minaj, and Cardi B. They're all like 5'1", 5'2". Megan Thee Stallion is 5'10". So maybe a lot of people are not really used to rappers, being women and are so tall, like, Remy Ma, stuff like that. So I think that's what it is, and I'm not caping for anybody. I'm just telling you the facts as I see it. I also want to point out one more thing here. As you look at Draya, now this is not after having her first child. She's not a first-time mom, but you'll see that her hips are spread out pretty far, and that's something that I notice even with myself, with every baby. Those hips, yes, became wider and wider, and those legs became thicker and thicker. And sometimes I think that we see women who are so used to getting sucked and plucked and twisted around that we're not used to seeing anyone who is shaped in a different way. Now, I think Megan Thee Stallion has an amazing shape, height, beautiful, all of that. So I just don't think if a person doesn't fit into what we consider to be perfect or normal or 5'4" and 120 pounds that we should just, fly off the radar and start saying that they were born a man. I know these things have to be very hurtful to her, especially losing her mother and grandmother, dealing with all of that, and then also with the latest drama that's going on. So the breakdown, a lot of people are saying that she's lying because if she was telling the truth, why wouldn't she just tell who did it? Some people are saying that they think that she actually did it to herself as a stunt for publicity. I don't think she really did it herself. However, the fact that everyone is blaming Tory Lanez, I kind of think that more does need to be said, because if he didn't do it, then he kind of needs to have his name cleared in that situation. Her fans were asking for him to get deported back to Canada, so this is a serious situation. As far as not involving the police, we've talked about that before over here on this channel, and I think it all depends on how you were brought up and how you were raised, and some people just don't believe in getting the police involved. I'm not saying it's a smart decision, and I'm not saying it's a dumb decision. It's up to her. If you watch this video in its entirety, shout out to you, because I know this is an extra long video. I usually never talk about anything for so long, but there's so many things that we had to get caught up with. If you missed the video of her breaking down on IG, it will be posted below, and I appreciate you for watching. Have a wonderful night.